Welcome to Model Lessons in Mathematics, Elementary Science and Technology, Social Studies, Creative Arts, Physical Education for lower primary grades, produced by Rwanda Education Board in collaboration with the World Bank.
Hello children, I'm Teacher Henry. We are having a PE lesson today. Don't get surprised why I'm dressed like this. Today, we are going to have our games in class. Not necessarily that PE we have to be going in the field all the time. No, there is when we can have our games in class. So today, we are going to look at games of discovering things by smelling and touching. But before we look at the real game today, we need to look at the senses. Senses. A normal person has 5 senses. A normal person has A normal person has 5 senses. Actually, I want you to tell me these senses that a normal person has. Before we form groups, you can just tell me where you are seated. Yes? Hearing, that's nice. You? Smelling. Oh, good. Then you? Tasting, nice. The 4th one, seeing, good. The last one, I can't hear you. Okay. That is the 5th one, the one for feeling. Then, we can have those senses as you have mentioned them. We have sense of tasting. We have sense of seeing. We have sense of hearing. We have sense of feeling. And finally, we have sense of smelling. Those are our 5 senses. But we are going now to involve only 2. We want to focus on the sense of smelling, at the same time feeling. This one of feeling, at times we call it touching. Touching. And that one we use our body, our skin. The sense organ for feeling is the skin. Then the sense organ for smelling, who can tell me? That's nose. Good. So we are going to use those 2 parts. The sense of smelling, that's nose. Then the sense of feeling, that is skin, through touching. So, like any other, in life, by the way, in life, when you don't use these senses smartly, at times you get problems. For example, you can be walking. You can step on something that is sharp. If you are not putting on, let's say, shoes, something that is sharp can cut you. All of a sudden, you find yourself bleeding. Then you don't know what has happened to you. But because we have this sense of feeling, you cannot step on something that is so dangerous, which can hurt you, then you feel it. No. So that is the importance of these senses. They can help us to know, to discover in our daily life. So we are going to have our games. But before we have our games, we are going to have groups. We are going to form 4 groups. One group, second group, then the third group. Do that very fast. That's good. Then from these groups, according to our senses, I will call one by one. You can come and we practice here. We see, can you be able, for example, to recognize? By the way, in our daily life, like if you are watching a TV, you can be watching a TV and you see someone using the near signs. Near signs. So that means that he is not able to hear you, but he can just see you, and he will get the information. That's nice. So let's have our games. We are going to start with the game of smelling. Recognizing things by smelling. By the way, which sense organ helps us to smell? Yes? Nose. That means we are going to use our nose to tell which is which. Meaning that I don't want you to use your eyes, but you can use your nose, then you tell me something. So let's do that game. Can you come here? Come here and we do this game. Stand there. And don't cheat me. Don't cheat me. I hope I have not squeezed you so much.
No, teacher.
Because here you need to use your nose to tell us. Just remain there. I have different flutes. Then you will tell me which flute Are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Yes. I want you to tell me, by just smelling here, which fruit is that?
Teacher, I'm smelling an orange.
That's nice. That's very good. More fruits, more fruits. Which fruit is this? Should I give you again?
I'm smelling a mango.
That's nice. That's very good. One more fruit.
I'm smelling a passion fruit.
You are so brilliant. You are so brilliant.
Thank you, teacher.
Then, that was about the fruits. That was about fruits. Actually, I can confirm to you here now. Indeed, here you were able to tell me that it's an orange, yet you are not seeing it. Are you seeing that you can use your senses to tell which fruit is this by just smelling? So, leave alone fruits. We can as well, for example, you can be in an environment which is not clean. When you are in a bad environment, it smells badly. And for that matter, you should know that I'm in an environment which is not clean, therefore I should clean it. For example, if there are some rotten things, therefore clean it. Because you know when you are in an environment which is dirty, you can even get diseases. We should always live or stay in clean environment. That's nice. Now we are going again to look at, how we still recognize shapes, still by feeling. We have different shapes in our mathematics, you know, much as we are in PE, but still we have shapes. We have, for example, we have a rectangle shape. We have, can you tell me, by the way, another shape? Triangle. Triangle. What else? Circle, nice. Also, we have circle. But still, if you know these shapes, meaning that by feeling, this is my shape. We have our shapes, rectangle, triangle, and circle. So from here, still, I'm going to call you. Let me call one of you. You come here. Still, you are able to recognize when you are not seeing them, but because of feeling the shape, you should be able to tell me which shape is this. Can you come? We also play that game. I hope I have not squeezed you so much.
No, teacher.
Okay. I have different objects here. Then I want you to tell me they are in which shape. Can you touch here? Bring your hand here. So can you tell me this object is in which shape?
I think, teacher, is a circle.
That's good. That's good. Children, I think you can as well see this one is in form of a circle. Our circle is here. That's nice. Let me have another shape. Bring your hand.
This is a triangle.
Wonderful. Another shape.
This is a rectangle.
This is wonderful. This is wonderful. They should clap for you.
Thank you, teacher.
This is wonderful. You
Yes.
were able, you can have your seat.
Thank you.
She was able to recognize our shapes when he's not seeing. She was able to recognize our shapes when he's not seeing. So you can see that we can use our senses to know things around us, even when we are not seeing. By just feeling, you can tell this is a triangle. By feeling an object, you can know it is in a circular form. That's a circle. You can know that an object is in a rectangular form, like that. Yes. So, in our daily life, these senses can be able to help us to recognize things even when you are not seeing. That's why even when we can have someone who is disabled, someone is not able to see, but he can be able to identify these shapes, can be able to know that, even to recognize the smell. We shall even look at other senses as time go by. For that matter, I'm going to ask you some of these questions and see if you have been really following. As we are starting, we looked at all the senses. We said that, who can tell me how many senses a normal person has? Yes? 5 senses. Oh, you are correct. You are correct. Can we now name those senses in general then? Before we look at these ones we have looked at only. 1, seeing, that's nice. Yes. Smelling, that's fine. Hearing, nice one. More 2. Tasting, that's nice. Then finally, there is feeling. So in other words, these ones, all these senses, as even we go for our usual games, in whatever you do, there is the way they help us. There is the way they help us in dealing with other games that we are supposed to be doing when we are outside. For example, you should even have that feeling. There is when you look at someone, you know that someone is in pain. By recognizing his face, how is he? Someone who is happy, you are able to see someone is happy, someone is annoyed. All this is about our senses. So for that matter, I'm going to give you some more questions, very few questions that you will do in your free time when you are at home. That is our homework. Just few questions. In your books, you copy these questions. 1. So write those questions in your books, but we can as well read through these questions, then so that when you are even writing, you write the right questions. Question 1, how many senses has a normal person? How many senses has a normal person? That is question 1. Question 2, name the sense organ for feeling. Name the sense organ for feeling. Question 3, of what use are eyes to animals? Animals, here we even involve people and other animals that you know. Question 4, name the sense organ for hearing. So please, can you write all those questions in your books? Then we call it a day. Thank you so much.